Death Battle is one of my favorite internet shows ever, and Plant vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 is one of my favorite video games ever. Plant vs. Zombies Battle for Neightborville also exists, so I decided to try to find one opponent for every character in these two games. I will be ordering these matchups from least to most wanted. The bottom are fights that I never want to happen, while the top are fights that I would like to see to happen. With all that being said, let's begin. Wildflower versus a Stormtrooper. Okay, Wildflower is literally the last character I chose an opponent for, and I kind of gave up at this point. They are generic soldiers. I don't care who wins. I'm pretty sure Wildflower stomps a random Stormtrooper. I just did not care at this point. TV Head versus Control Freak. TV themed bad guys. I don't know who wins because I'm pretty sure Control Freak has some probably hacksy abilities that could give him the win. I'm not really sure. Oak and Acorn versus Nightmon and Pon Chessmon. I hate Pon Chessmon. What is that stupid name? Anyway, we have one big guy and a bunch of little people working together, and they can sometimes come together to make an even bigger guy. I have no idea why I just gave Oak and Acorn does not have a lot to work with. Anyway, Nightmon and Pon Chessmon probably wins because they are Digimon characters, and I'm pretty sure they are more overpowered than Plant vs. Zombies. Citron versus Zamus. They are orange futuristic bounty hunters. I'm pretty sure Zamus completely stomps. All-Star versus Tom Gurley from Madden. They are EA-owned football players. I'm pretty sure All-Star stomps. The most controversial thing of the century. Sunflower versus Mercy. They are healers. That's literally it. I don't care. Sunflower probably stomps Mercy. Engineer versus the TF2 engineers. They are in fact engineers. Look, my only other opponent I could think of is Torbjorn, but I already had too many Overwatch characters, so I went with the engineer. Engineer from the Plant vs. Zombies games probably stomps. Foot Soldier versus TF2 Soldier. They are both crazy soldiers. I would prefer Soldier versus Sarge, but I had nothing for Foot Soldier, so he would have to do. Foot Soldier would most likely win. The Rose versus Mimosa. Plant-themed support magicians. I'm pretty sure Rose wins. I don't know. I'm only caught up to the anime of Black Clover, so maybe Mimosa got massive buffs instead. I have no idea. Scientist versus Moira. They are healers, scientists, and they are also evil. They can teleport, and that's it. Scientist probably stomps. The Wizard versus Wizard the Wizard. They are kooky wizards. Originally, I was going to have some Erasmus from TF2, but I chose Wizard because that's a funnier thing to say. Anyway, I'm pretty sure Wizard stomps because Wizard got knocked out by one punch. So, yeah. Colonel Corn versus Jax. Okay, Colonel Corn has barely anything to work with, so Jax had to make do. They are both soldiers who fought against an evil undead army, and then they went into retirement on a farm until they were called back to the Call of Duty to fight said army again. I'm pretty sure Colonel Corn would win because Colonel Corn does scale higher than Jax. I don't know, this is just kind of dumb. The Cactus versus Spike from Brawl Stars. Okay, now we're getting into fights that I wouldn't mind seeing. And then we have the living cactuses. I'm pretty sure Cactus would win just because I think Plant vs. Zombie does scale higher than Brawl Stars. I don't really know. The Pea Shooter versus Inkling. They are the main characters in cartoony third-person shooters. I'm pretty sure Pea Shooter would win, but I kind of want Inkling to win because Pea Shooters are just really annoying in Garden Warfare 2. They are the most annoying classes in the game, so I kind of want Inkling to win. Space Cadet versus Horizon. They are space-themed characters in shooter games. This could be a kind of interesting matchup with how you work in both characters' abilities to hover and jump around. It could be a fun matchup. Electric Slide versus Lucio. They are music-themed skaters. You can do some creative things like having them do a dance battle in the middle of the fight because they are music-themed. Also, it would be kind of fun to see both characters constantly moving around while trading abilities. This could be a pretty fun fight. Snapdragon versus Flapple or Appleton. They are in fact plant-based dragons. Riveting. Anyway, I don't know who wins because it really depends if you scale Appleton or Flapple to the higher end Pokemon feats. So this does have a pretty interesting debate to it, unlike some of the other ones where it is clear who would win. Hover Goat vs 2012 Bebop. They are both animals with futuristic abilities. I kind of like this fight because you can have some cool, fun ways of their abilities clashing. Chomper vs Piranha Plant. They look similar and they're both fly traps. Anyway, this is one of my most wanted because of how much creative potential you can have during the animation. You can do something that no other fight in this list can do, and that's using Chomper's variants. You see, since this is against a Mario character, you can have the fight take place in a Mario world. And then you can have Chomper use power-ups in that Mario world to get his other variants. Chomper can use a Fire Flower to get Fire Chomper, an Ice Flower for Yeti Chomper, the Metal Cap for Armor Chomper, and more. This could be a really fun and creative way to use variants unlike any other death battle. Also, you can have a giant kaiju fight between Chompzilla and Piranha Plant using a Smash Ball. This has a lot of potential and I really like it. Nightcap vs Miko. They are ninja mushrooms. I have no idea who wins, but I'm hoping Nightcap because she is my third favorite Plant vs. Zombie character. 80s action hero versus Kung Fury. They are parodying 80s action movies. I really like this fight just because of how much potential the animation can have by being so ridiculous. They can do a lot with how crazy both characters can be. Anyway, I'm pretty sure 80s would win. From what I've seen of Kung Fury, he has nothing that can match any of the main things in Plant vs. Zombies. Captain Deadbeard vs. Risky Boot. Cartoony pirates whose main rival is a transforming magic girl. Anyway, this could be a really fun fight to see how they work with Deadbeard's sniper aspect. You could have this fight take place on a pirate ship and both characters keep climbing higher on the mast of a ship. Well, Deadbeard has to constantly run away from Risky because he's a sniper, while Risky constantly tries to close the gap. This could be a pretty interesting fight. Now, I heard that Risky has some continental stuff, so I'm gonna go with her to win. Super Brains vs. Bizarro, Superman ripoffs. Anyway, this fight has a lot of really fun potential you can do. For example, you could have a beam struggle between the two and reference the fact that Super Brains does overheat. You could have Super Brains do Turbo Twister, but that creates a tornado. You can reference Super Brains' ego by having him sign autographs and take pictures with other zombies while Bizarro gets confused. There's a lot of potential for this fight, and I really love it for that. And finally, Imp vs. Diva. This is my most wanted death battle ever. Both Plant vs. Zombies and Overwatch were very important games to me, so I would really love to see them clash. Even though Imp and Diva are far from my favorite characters, it would still be really cool to see. You can have some really cool scenes with Imp having to fight Diva first outside his mech, then summoning his mech, and you can have a really awesome missile shot where both shoot their missiles at each other and they both block each other, similar to the scene in Deadpool vs. Deathstroke with their bullets. You could have an awesome scene where Diva launches Imp's mech up high and they both have to leave their mech, resulting in them both falling from the skies and shooting at each other. There's just a lot about this fight I really love, and I really hope this happens. Even if it's not that likely considering Diva is usually pit against Tronbot, this would make my day if it does happen. And those were the fights. Did you like them? I hope you did. Anyway, I'll see you next time.